Hey guys, I'm going to make another video before I put the cover back on. The reason why I want to do that is I want to show you the specs of the amplifier, the SU-MA10. This is the European German version. UK version was very similar, a little bit less power though, and I believe the Australian as well. And then we had this one. This is a Panasonic model for the domestic Asian market mostly, and as you can tell, it does not have the phono preamp input like the European models have. So the Japanese model instead had another auxiliary input. Also, the difference between Panasonic version and the Technics, if I manage to scroll down a little bit, is the specs. And of course these outputs, the AC outputs, which you hook up the rest of the components right there. The cable is directly hooked up. You cannot put different cables, the AC power cable. And as you can tell here, the inputs, you only have these, and extra auxiliary, I believe, and digitals, but no phono, which should be, I believe, here. Or was it here? Well, one of the others. Also, these have the different capacitors. Like I said, the European models came with 12,000 microfarads. I have upgraded to 15,000 on this one. And these normally are 63, 66 volts and 10 or 12,000 microfarads. You can see the bottom of the amp there. You can see the big transformers, which are also a little bit different than the ones in this one. I believe these are same as the SU-V100D, the predecessor to this one, which I'm going to show a little bit down there. But also, if you look at the technical specifications, these do alter a bit. Feel free to pause this video, or you can go on the audio database and check it out. But if you see, you can see it here at the bottom. I'm on focus. 250 watts power consumption, as opposed to this model, which is the power consumption on these is 970. 920, I believe, on the UK model, if I remember it correctly. Or was it 950? But these have highest power consumption and hence the highest output, because if I go to the German catalog, this is what they came out in the German catalog. So if you look at it, these do have, so these were the top models. As you can tell, the speakers, which were the, it doesn't say here, but they were the SB-MX200s, I believe, out of the G series in Japan. Those are the top speakers you could buy in the European market. And then the components, of course, SVD10, SLPA10, and SU-MA10, which I have all of those, SVDA10, SU-MA10, and the, not that one, but those are the SLPA10s. So once I get the digital cable, I'm going to hook them up directly via the digital direct input. And that's what they have here. These just say the digital reference, whereas the Panasonic over there, I don't know if you can see it, it says, and if you can see, it's really difficult. I believe it says digital direct drive, or digital direct drive, or direct drive. Also on these, if you look at the specs, they have had the highest specifications. So here we go, the output. So they show 135 watts into 8 ohms, 210 into 4 ohms. This is the throughout the whole spectrum 125, 175. Then it shows you distortion here, which is also depending how you're measuring it, but at 1 kilohertz, it's 0.0007, so very low. Throughout the whole range, they are like 0.003, 0.007, depending on the speakers and impedance. Then it shows all these different figures, damping factor, signal to noise ratio, depending on the input. Of course, only via the digital direct input, it would reach up to 140 decibels, signal to noise ratio. Let's see. This is for the digital analog converter. Also pretty low distortion, 2 hertz to 20 kilohertz. But here's the figure, 970 watts power consumption, 25 kilos dimensions. Yeah, they're pretty, this is for the CD. So they're pretty decent as far as that goes. So I just wanted to show you that. It's pretty amazing how they were coming from the factory, and they were absolutely beautiful. So I have this set. I don't have the speakers, but I'm not really, maybe I'll get them one day. You never know. Okay, that was it. See you next time.